welcome. It's Tuesday and it's the last Tuesday of the month. So it is card class. Um, let's see, people are trying to find me. Just letting people, oh, Carol found me. All right. Hey, Carol. And it's good to be here back at 7. So just to keep everyone on their toes, switching things up. So 7 o'clock we are on tonight. So I'm going to keep the card classes at 7. That seems to be the best for people, and we'll be on Facebook, and then those of you that watch the replay, you'll be able to watch that on YouTube at any time, and I'll post it there immediately after. And hopefully, and I just have to say, I don't know if you're like me, then, and most of you that are watching are Floridians or have been affected by hurricanes in the past, and my heart is with Jamaica right now, and all today I was thinking about it. And those of us that have been through hurricanes, I think we all have a little, like, or a lot of empathy when other people are going through storms. And thankfully I've never been through a storm like they are going through. So been thinking a lot about, and then the other islands. I mean, the Bahamas are gonna also get hit. So I'm thinking about all of our friends down in the Caribbean. Many thanks. If you have subscribed to me on YouTube, that is the best way for you to find past videos and the easiest way to do that for sure. And let's see. The birthday week promo, which was the beginning of October, is sold out, but I still have some of these awesome little bundles that Creative Memories was giving away. And so if you spend $120, just like Creative Memories was offering at the beginning of the month, I am personally extending it. It's sold out online, but if you spend $120 on my website or with me directly, then you'll receive one of these little gifts, and that's through October while supplies last. So if I run out, then obviously I won't be able to do that. So the sooner you do that, the better. And some of you already got yours at Croptoberfest, so you've already got them. And as a reminder, we're having a super scrappy October. So to go along with that, if you spend $120 with me, you'll receive 10 CM credits on November 1st that you can spend in the month of November. So a little bonus. And then as well, I'm offering a little bonus for anyone who joins my team as an advisor. So that's October 1st to the 31st. I've had 3 scrappy friends join the CM sisterhood, and so we've got a few days left for you to join me there. Now, let's see. Let me see here. Make sure that, let's see. Sorry, still just texting people, trying to find their way here. All right, and let's see. So this is something new since I'm already set up and I'm going to be in Volano, and this information is on Facebook and on my website, DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. You can join us on Saturday in Volano, 3 p.m., and it'll just take about an hour. But if you're in the area, or if you watch me and you're from the Jacksonville, St. Augustine area, and you'd like to hop in, you can do this 2-page spread and kind of peek in at the retreat. And so that is on Saturday. Of course, you can drive up if you live in Daytona and you want to come up to the St. Augustine area for this class. This is the page we did as part of the October Scrapbook Club. And so How do you turn up the volume on your iPhone? Well, you press the little buttons on the side, Carol. Um, or you slide you slide it on maybe on Facebook itself, but usually you just tap the up volume button. Don't you have it in your ears? Hopefully Carol will figure that out. So that's Scrap and a Snap, and the information is on Facebook and on my website. And then on Sunday, I'm going to have a stop and shop. So again, since my inventory is going to be set up, I'll have my store set up for the retreat. If you are in the area and you need to pick up some adhesive or whatever, if you're looking for something specific, then you can reach out to me before you come. Yay, Anita! You can reach out before you come, because I purposely scheduled this little stop and shop at the end of my retreat, obviously to give priority of the things in my inventory to the people that are attending the retreat, because who knows what they're going to need while they're scrapbooking. But so it'll be Sunday afternoon. But if you're afraid maybe that I've run out of mini tape refills or something and you want to check with me, you come on, then that's fine. You can do that. So I'm going to try to do that throughout all next year, since, as I said, since I'm set up, sort of open up these different events to allow others to come in. All right, secret box number 4. Now, if you've been buying them all year, you had to buy all 4 to have access to number 5, which will be coming in December. But right now we're on box number 4, and I have 2 left. They are still available online, so you can still purchase them through my website, DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com. Go to the shop, and you can purchase the secret box. It has an exclusive Border Maker cartridge. The artwork in the picture is always a little hint on what it's like. So looks like neutrals, and I can't wait to open this up. So we will have a super secret box opening at the retreat, and then we'll also do another super secret box opening at Scrapbook Club on the 13th, and then the official opening is the 14th. So people, when you purchase it on my website, you can choose to pick it up in Volano, pick it up at Scrapbook Club, pick it up at my open house, or I can ship it straight to you for $5 instead of $8.95 on the Creative Memories website. Hi, Jacqueline. So it's good to see everybody hopping on here. So next Tuesday, can't believe it's already November. It's really hard to believe. So we will be at 3 o'clock. So I'm not moving all the lives back to 7, but definitely the card class, because especially this one, because we have 4 fun folds. I was hoping a lot of you would catch me live. All right, so November 4th, that is Project Recipe. That'll be at 3, or you can catch the replay anytime after. And as I mentioned, Scrapbook Club will be doing the November noteworthy pages, the 2-page spread, on November 13th. And then my open house is Saturday the 15th, Sunday the 16th. So make sure you RSVP on DaytonaAreaScrapbooking.com so that you get extra tickets. And if you are too far away to attend in person, you can, or if you're just tied up all weekend, you can attend virtually on Monday. And Jacqueline, we will set that up because I saw your comment on that. And then having a Christmas card class. So this is the new Christmas card class, or you can do any Creative Memories box kit. So actually last year's is still available if you really want to do that one. So that is an evening. We're gonna wear our fun Christmas sweaters or Christmas I don't know, if you've got a fun an ugly or a funny or a pretty Christmas sweater, wear that. We're gonna be all Christmassy, and that's on December 2nd at Copperline Coffee and Cafe in Port Orange. So the $29 just covers your card kit, the use of my tape, some extra bling, and then if you want to order any food or drinks, you can do that on your own. All right, so ride the rails. We're back on the train, and when you book your ticket, and you'll need to do that by the open house weekend, because the prices go up a lot after that. So December 14th you will we will take the train from DeLand to Tampa and back again. You can choose to do a card kit, the Christmas card kit, an 8x8 paper album, or a digital gift certificate that you can use on your digital stuff. And Jumpstart January. There should be like a little speaker carol on the screen if you're watching on your phone. Turn the phone sideways so I'm bigger. There's like a little speaker with like an X through it. Just tap that so that the volume comes up. Hopefully that will. I wish I could just run over there or have you run over here and I'll show you. But there's a little speaker carol that you just tap. It has an X through it. And so just tap that or just do your volume up on the side. So registration is open for Jumpstart January. Of course, this is our annual fundraiser for local veterans through our Port Orange VFW. So I just opened the registration today. So you are able to register. I wanted to get that up before the open house because I usually give tickets at my open house for those who are already registered. December gets really crazy, I know, and then people wake up on the first week of January and they forget what month it is and all that good stuff. So, all right, that is it. Hopefully Carol has figured out how to get the sound working, and we are ready to begin our cards. All right. So as I mentioned in the intro, there are 4 fun folds. So normally I like to do at least 1 fun fold a month, but I got really excited. We have 4 fun folds. So the first thing you're going to do is slide your whole package out. Mine's a little thinner than yours. It doesn't have envelopes in it, but it should be packed like this. And when I use these little Creative Memories embellishment packs, and this one is called Grateful, then we'll be digging in here to get some of our things. We'll also be cutting this up, and that's why I should have put a little note in these card kits that said don't forget to join the live or to watch it, because some, I know, just, you guys have, how it is. Everything is stacked together. I layer everything so you can just hop right in. And then when people are doing them at crops, they always come up to me and they go, I don't have this piece. And then I went, oh, yes, you do. So we are going to use this piece. We're not using the pie part. We're going to use this part. So you're gonna need a little trimmer to cut that up when the time comes. And Carol, if you figure out your volume, let me know in the chat. All right, so our first one is this card. So this is our fun fold. This flips up and this flips out. And Debbie loves sunflowers. This one has sunflowers. And I use the 2-tone paper, so it has this gold color on the front, and when you flip up, it's the yellow matches the sunflowers. Okay, so that's what we're going to start with. And let me set these off to the side here. So you're just going to pick up this little stack. I'm going to put everything else off to the side to really get myself organized here. Got a lot. And we're gonna use some of our gemstones. Now I cut the gemstones a different way so that they're not attached to each other. We'll see how that works. And you've got some dimensionals. I just sent a few because I know you all probably have gobs at this point. All right, but oh, and we will have to cut this. So you notice that this needs to be cut. So I didn't want to pre-cut it because keeping track of what piece went with the other piece and having the pattern repeat, that was going to be a little much when I have a stack of all of these things, as you can imagine. Oh dear, did I? No, I thought I cut it the wrong way for a second. Okay, so we want that to flip out. So make sure you're folding it the right way. It seemed like my score was the wrong way. And if you have a bone folder, that's always a nice thing to do. It was great when Creative Memories offered those because I was able to throw them in for you guys. Oh, shoot. Mine is in a different place from Croptoberfest. I'll just use a multi-purpose tool. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and cut corner to corner this this piece here, and make sure you're cutting it the right way so that your triangle. Don't cut it this way, then you'll have to use this wood side. So we're gonna cut from the top left to the bottom right, and I'm using my Creative Memories photo trimmer, which is super sharp. And it should be sized to give you a little bit of a edge, white edge around. Like this. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. We can go ahead and attach that. What tape do I have in here? Hello, welcome. So even if you don't have the card kit and you're hanging out, you might get some fun fold ideas. I particularly like this one because it really kind of has two folds. It's kind of, Gina, it's kind of like what you do with your books. Their things are flipping this way and they're flipping that way. The next piece we have is this one. So we want the gold color on the outside. Now these are pre-scored. If it looks like mine is a little uneven, so do the long side and flip it. I used the scoring blade on this. All right, so this is you want it centered. Like so. And we can go ahead and stick that on. Then you have two pieces of cardstock, a smaller one and a bigger one. The smaller one is going to go on the outside. It says, "Thanks, you're the best." And these I inked on here for you. This is a stamp and this is inked, and that's using the Creative Memories little brushes that they offered and the little stencil. If you did the cards with me at Croptoberfest at the in-person event, then you were able to use that. We used the mums. Oh, this has a very slim. It is in my sample as well, but you may want to trim it down just a little bit. I just want to take a smidge off just so that I can see a little bit more of that yellow. Let me just, actually, I can go up to the top. All right, I just have a very thin line of yellow there. Okay, so then that is going to fold over like that. And then we're going to add our cornucopia to the front. So we got to dig that out of our... We got to dig it out. I kind of it's overhanging a little bit. That's the way I want it. So I'm not going to put the adhesive all the way out to the edges. I do want my pumpkin to kind of look, to be on level ground. So you want the cornucopia to kind of go up like that. And then if you want to add the sunflowers on the inside like I did, then you can do that. And I just added them down to this bottom corner, and then I just trimmed off the bottom. And of course you don't have to do that, but Oh, thanks, Maria. Are you watching from Puerto Rico or are you home? I hope you got to surprise your daughter. Okay, so now we're going to take 3 of these little gemstones, however you see fit. Now, like I said, they aren't connected because I was like, well, shoot, I can just cut them the opposite way, and then instead of being connected, they'll all be disconnected. And I kind of liked that. Now, I like to kind of frame, I guess there's this kind of like a blank spot up here. I'm going to move this one down. Maybe. I got to move this because, all right. And there we have it. Thanks, you're the best. And we've got our sunflowers on the inside. That is our first fun fold. That was fun. All right. And now we have another fun fold. And that is this one. Now, this one's tricky because, again, if you're not paying attention, people are going to think they're missing a base. You might not see all the parts. So this is a gate fold, but it's mounted on top of brown cardstock. So opens like this, and interesting, the color choice, the artwork of this little pumpkin that's kind of teal, but it's got the little leaves and so cute. And so that one's I stamped just for you. So you've got this, look for this base, and you might have to do a little corrective folding to get those to be closed just so. So this is going to get mounted on the brown, and you can do that before or after your yay, Deb, you found me. So glad. So we're gonna mount that on there. So this is our fun fold. We're adding our gatefold card, which has been trimmed down just a scotch, so that'll fit on a standard A2. You know, this is 5.5 by 4 1/4, the brown. All right, so then we're gonna add this beautiful teal paper with this print. It has just a thin mat around. And now this little embellishment came in here, and it says this is all I need, but I stamped just for you on the back. So you see where that's going to go over here. Let me move all of my adhesive. It's kind of in the way. There we go. No wonder I didn't have enough room. All right, so let's go ahead and mount these. Of course, if you wanted to use this back side, you could, but I just thought that teal side was so pretty. People always ask, and you know, I've shared before, these are my own design. So Creative Memories comes out quarterly with these little embellishment packs and paper that go with it, and I pretend like I'm on a cooking show, like a TV show, where I'm like, oh, what can I make with these things? And of course I add my own sort of stamps and things to the process. But I guess I was feeling fun fold. All right, so this is the first thing we're going to do. We need to cut a chunk out of here, but we need another piece for this card right here. So so that's just intact. So we're going to do that first. So grab your, let me measure this really quick. So this little piece is 1 1/4. So we're going to cut off from the bottom 1 1/4. So you can either subtract it, so it's at 4, so we can go to 3 and then go to 1/4. All right, and if we measured correctly and did our math correctly, yes, that is correct. Then it looks like what I did was, oh, I remember. I covered this with that. It's under there. You can't see it, but I covered the writing. All right, so let's see what the measurements of this is. And of course I don't have my ruler, so let's measure like this. Okay, so that's 3 by 2. So we need a 3 by 2. And don't trim off any from the sides around the words. We want to keep as much of that around because we're gonna cover it with this. So I'm gonna chop off at 3 right here, and then at 2. And so then that is going to go right there, and we're going to cover over the words. Okay, so we cut off a 1 1/4 inch strip, and that's for another card, so we can set that off to the side. Then you'll have these little pieces that you can do with something else. And then this piece is going to come up here like this. Now, this piece is attached on the left side and this one is attached on the right, but our first thing we want to do is actually stick down this yellow. So let's do that, and we want to center that. Now it's going to be bigger on a spot on the bottom, that's okay. And then so this piece is going to go like this. And it's just going to attach on this side. Now, you kind of want to center it in the middle, and if you cut it the way I did, then that should work. You can balance the other piece on so that you can get your spacing right. So I'm going to go with like that. So it's about 1/4 inch. Now don't get all crazy and go all the way across with your adhesive, because then you're gonna glue your card shut. So don't do that. And then this piece, we're gonna come over here and we are gonna just do the right side. Okay, so that you're like this. Now we can decorate. We didn't pop anything up on the last card. So this card, I just popped up the pumpkin. So I'm going to go ahead and add the Just For You here at the bottom right. And then I got to dig out my leaves. So this leaf is going to go on the top. And we need our pumpkin. And then there's another leaf that's down here. All right, so what I did was I kind of tucked the green in and the stem over so that it looks like that. So they're kind of intertwined. There we go. And then I added 2 little gems. Hopefully you found it easier to remove those now that they're kind of cut apart. All right, and then, oh, thanks, Carrie. And then this little pumpkin guy goes here, and I'm gonna pop him up. And I'm just gonna use you should have 2 different sizes. So we're going to do like that. And then we're going to tuck these leaves there. And then we're going to add one last jewel up here in the top left. Like that. That kind of connects them together. And that is our second fun fold. And I thought this would be cute. It's very close to Halloween. Halloween's just a couple days away, but still time for you to pop this in the mail and send someone a little happy Halloween you know, card or a little gift. If you've got a niece, nephew, grandchild, friend, maybe pop in a little gift card or a couple dollars cash. That would be a fun little thing to do for Halloween. All right. And next, what you're going to do is pull, and we're going to use this piece. And this is another fun fold, and it's actually, I decided to ink both edges. On my sample I just inked this edge, but I actually inked this other edge too. And again, pulling in, I love the little teal accents on these cards. So this one says, I'm thankful for leftovers and you. So maybe you're going to someone's for Thanksgiving, so that would be a fun thing to send to them. But also just because November is the month of gratitude, that it's just a fun little, you know, little pumpkin pie. Do you think it's pumpkin? I think it's pumpkin. All right, so let's pull out the pieces we need. We need this little circle here. We need this little circle, and we need the pie that says, I'm thankful for you and leftovers. And I think that's it. I think we just cut this piece, and that's going to go on here. So we can start with that. I try to use all of the pieces of this little Creative Memories embellishment pack. And then this is another little fun fold here. So we're going to add our yellow in here. So on this one, we said, well, where do we write? So when you write, you kind of have to plan ahead because you want to stay right in this middle or stay over here. And this would be, I was thinking, I don't have a gift card hanging around here, but this would be a really, if you were sending someone a thank you that you wanted to send a little gift card or stick some cash in there folded, this setup is a nice little pocket for that. I wish I had one just laying around here. I might. How do I not? Here's one. So this is what I mean. See how nice that is? And you don't even have to add any extra adhesive. That just pinches right in there. So, all right, back to the card at hand. All right, so this piece is gonna go on here. Get that centered and where you want it to be. And then we've got our brown piece, and then we've got this. Now it says my heart is full. We're gonna cover over that. I just liked the white square showing from underneath. So let's mount all those pieces together, and then we will attach it to the card base. And I'm just going with centered on all this. And it's great to have you all on here live. I'm glad I went back to 7 for that. I know in theory it seems like easier for all of you to be on maybe at 4, but not everyone is retired. And even if you are, some of you have appointments and doctor's appointments and things. So I'm glad that we can all be on here together. Well, not all of us, but some of us. All right, so then the trick is I'm just going to go with one long piece just there on the edge so that I don't seal my card shut. That would not be good. And there it is. I am thankful for leftovers and you. And such a yummy card. Makes me want to have a piece of pie. And that one is finished. All right, so our last card isn't a fun card, but we have 2 cards left. So we're on to our 4th fun fold. And that's this one that says make a wish. So again, this little embellishment came in here. And I fished it out so that I could stamp make a wish on there. And I'm using this little collection of candles with this. All right, so here's our fun fold. We're going to pop up the little candles and they hold the card together. So we're going to open it up like that so it slips underneath. So let's put it together. All right. I'm struggling with my nails today. All right, so there is a score line. So try to find the score line so that you have the right amount folded. And then we're going to use this craft cardstock here for the edge. We can go ahead and do that. No, don't do that. Because, well, actually do that. But leave this middle part open how I did. Just do the edges. Because then we can put that belt. It's a very thin mat around. Okay. So this is longer than you're going to need. So we want to figure out where we're going to fold that. And then if you left that middle part open, like I suggested, then you... and you might want to use this pretty blue side again. I like this plaid for this one. Okay. So, what we should do is attach this first. So, let's add some adhesive on here. And we want to go straight across. Okay. And we want that to be in the middle. So wherever, I mean, not the middle here, but we want to be able to add, you want room to add your candles right here. So I think right about there looks good. Now fold this around this edge, and then we're going to slip it through. Now you might have to trim it. Yeah, see? So I'm just going to trim off about half an inch maybe, and so that it doesn't show through. And I am gonna put adhesive on it, but I just wanted to make sure that fold was right. So it doesn't really matter what side you're putting the adhesive, whether you're gonna stick it to the paper or stick it, or you could put it on both sides, but you want to get your adhesive on there, and then you're just gonna slip it through. And since it's going in the middle this way, it goes under there. All right, so there's our, oh, I'm off the screen. Hello. So there's our little flap. And now we need a way to keep it fastened. So what your little trick that you want to do with this, we're going to use a dimensional, but you don't want to go right in the middle. You kind of want to go on the far left side so that there's room, you know, for it to go underneath. If you put one right on the edge, then there isn't room for it to kind of snug underneath there. And then that's it. That one's super easy, but it's one of those fun folds that I love because it's not your standard A2, right? There's a little surprise on opening that. And of course, if you've got extra bling and you want to go back and add the bling, you can. But I just thought this was fun for a fall birthday card because these aren't traditional birthday candles, but you know, it just says make a wish and there's candles, so cute. And that's our 4th card. Well, hello, welcome, Laura. Okay, and we're on to our last card, and you will have some extra bling because I only used 2 on here. Of course, I guess if you wanted to fold all the corners, you could. So this is our only standard card here, and so we're just gonna fold this one over. And I love this wood green. Of course, we used this leaf side on a different one. Looks like I need to just trim off a little bit off the edges. You might too. You know, some of you that doesn't bother you, you know, it bothers me. And so looked like I had more on the sides than on the top and bottom. So because we're going to fold in those corners, don't go too close to those edges. So these 2 edges, don't go right to the edge. I'm going to come back a little bit so that I can fold them back. All right. So we've got that. And then this is going to go in the center. I love this nice thick paper too. I go searching through the stash. Now this says gathered together. Of course you could play with this and say perfect together. If you want to use this side, you could say perfect together, or you could what could you say? Not gathered perfect. But the way I designed it is I hope your day is perfect. And we're going to use the back side, and I've stamped on there. But you can do whatever you like, of course. And I love all the food on here. Yum. So this sentiment is kind of right smack in the middle, and that's how I'm going to do it. And as I said, you know, I love to see your pictures posted after, the ways you guys kind of went off-road and did things your own way. And so sometimes it's a necessity, right? Because we're moving too fast and we attach something not the way we planned, and so then we're kind of have to, but sometimes it's planned and we say, well, I'm going to do that a little different. And as you can see, there are some Christmassy things left over, and if you guys make a bonus card with your little Christmassy things, I would love to see that. So I am going to put my adhesives on here, my dimensionals, my foam squares, Everybody calls them something different. And attach them. Attach that yummy food. So this really could be for a birthday. It could be for a variety of things. I did it crooked. But, you know, I was thinking could be, again, a fall birthday, but it could also be maybe Thanksgiving, but you're not with your family this Thanksgiving, and so maybe you just want to send them a little Thanksgiving greeting. Now I'm going to fold down these corners so that they're touching that green print. And then we're going to add. Yes, Deb, you gotta be able to pivot. All right. And I think I didn't on my sample, but I think I'm going to add I'm going to add a little tape to kind of keep these little ears down. There we go. And a little tape to this corner, because I guess I wasn't sure where I was going with that, but that corner was a little flyaway. All right. Okay, and there is that one. Hope your day is perfect. And hope you make a fun little holiday card with that, maybe by redoing one of these fun folds that we did tonight. That would be fun. And if you're in your crafty space, then maybe you have time to do it tonight. And let's see, let's lay out all of our cards here that we made tonight and enjoy them. And that will do it. Let me hop on over here. All right, well, that was fun, and wow, not even 8 o'clock. We did 4 fun folds, and in just super short time. So hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your evening. I know some of you I will see this weekend in Volano Beach, and I cannot wait. I will be packing the car tomorrow and getting all the things, hoping to not forget anything. I'll be packing my pirate things like we always do in Volano, and getting all the last minute things. You never got the volume, Carol. Ugh, that's terrible. We'll have to have a phone help next time I see you. Well, enjoy. Hopefully you will be able to see them on hopefully you'll be able to see them later on YouTube, Carol. So don't forget, everyone, if you're watching, to go to Daytona Area Scrapbooking. Make sure you RSVP for the open house, whether it be virtual or in person, and check out all of the events that I have coming up. And like I said, I did just post the Jumpstart January to benefit our local veterans, and that is January 23rd and 24th. So hope to see you all soon, and until I do, stay scrappy, my friends.